name is Mrs. Luke and my job is as one of the school secretaries.
My name's Diane Innes and my job is a health visitor with the Belfast Trust.
Natalia Nixon and I'm supervisor at Winemore.
My name is Ali Fell and I work in arts, which sounds very vague, but my job is to encourage people to take part in arts activities. I do that in the Strand Arts Centre and I do that with my own business, which is called Seedhead Arts.
I'm David Purdy and I'm an active recreation officer employed by Live Active NI, which is part of Disability Sport Northern Ireland. Basically my job is to work with a range of people with health issues, stroke, arthritis, MS, and try and get them active. Also in and out of schools, working in primary schools, working in special schools, sometimes helping to include a pupil with a disability in a mainstream school.
Hi, my name is Gavin Hunt and I'm a retail sales manager in HMV in the Belfast City.
My name is Lindsay McClung and I work as a bank manager in the Halifax and Connswater.
Hello, well my name is John Ferguson and I'm what is called a forensic psychologist. So, a forensic psychologist is a person who works with grown-ups who have maybe had some difficulties in the past. Maybe they've had some problems growing up, and sometimes these people develop what is called a mental illness, which is an illness that you can't see.
Okay, my name's Wendy Marshall and I work as a doctor in the Ulster Hospital in the kidney department.
My name is Mrs. Beattie and I am the learning support teacher here in Victoria Park Primary School.
Gavin Robinson, I'm the Member of Parliament for East Belfast and that means I represent the views of everyone that lives in this great part of the city.
Miles, I'm currently studying in Belfast Metropolitan College, currently doing childcare development, and I'm in placement in Victoria Park Primary School.
Yeah, I'm Alan Wilson and I run a small business where we make donuts, lots of different types of donuts, maybe 20 to 30 types of donuts every day, and hundreds of them.
My job is the variety. Each day is completely different, no 2 days are the same. Get to do lots of different things and talk to lots of different people, from children to adults. So
Meeting people, having fun, keeping active and seeing the benefit that those people I work with get from what I do.
The best thing about the job is helping people. Every week I have a surgery and people come to me and tell me what's going on in their lives or how I can help them as best I can. And when you get results and when you're able to change things for the better, it's a wonderful experience for them and I thoroughly enjoy it too.
Best thing about my job is meeting lots of people from lots of different backgrounds and hopefully being able to help them.
The best thing is probably that I'm still in school. I love school, never wanted to leave school, and to have a job where I'm in primary one working with kids doing things that I love like maths and English and art and PE, it's probably the best thing. So yeah.
Well, I've always loved children, so I love working with children. I love seeing the progress that they make because they come to me in small groups and from the start to the finish there's always a degree of progress. And the confidence that instills in them, it's lovely to see. And also their parents, the lovely effect it has on parents when progress is.
We encourage people to try something new and to learn something different, to try artistic things and to really enjoy themselves. So I get to be with people whenever they're having fun, and that is just the best thing ever.
Always wanted to be a teacher from my earliest memories, sitting with the teddy bears in a row. Giving them sheets of paper.
When I grew up I wanted to be an artist and a model maker.
Professional footballer until I discovered that it wasn't good enough. So basically from primary school into secondary school, yeah, as a kid, like most boys in Belfast, I was going to play for Manchester United.
When I grew up I wanted to be a hairdresser, which is slightly different from what I've ended up doing, but I still like doing my hair, so I haven't wasted that aspiration completely.
To be a circus clown. I was a circus clown then for 3 years until I was 21, which was great. It was fun, it was touring around, living in Spain. It was circus clown.
Well, I'd always wanted to be a nurse when I was younger. My mum was a nurse, so it was always something that I aspired.
I wanted to be a photographer, and I was a photographer for a while. I also really wanted to be a nurse, but I have never been a nurse.
To be a journalist because I liked studying English and I liked writing stories and I liked reading about stories and I liked...
I wanted to be a policeman. I thought it would be lots of fun. That I'd get to drive around in fast cars and arrest bad people.
I wanted to be a footballer when I grew up. I'm mad into sports, love swimming, football, rugby, tennis, badminton, but football was the main dream. I wanted to play for Liverpool, obviously, because they're the best team in the world. So.
Maths, because you can always be right with numbers.
My favourite subject at primary school was maths, as it was called then. I think it's numeracy now. And in secondary school it was biology, because it just really made sense, all the workings of the human body.
History. History was, I don't know, I just found it enjoyable. It helped I had a teacher who made it come alive. And I even now to this day love history books, history novels. And yeah, I love...
Actually, I had two favourite subjects. I loved PE and I loved music.
I loved history. I loved learning about what went on before us and what we can learn about it now. But I also loved home economics. And I loved baking, and I loved eating buns. And because of that, I was unable to be a policeman because I wasn't
My
fit.
favourite subject at school was always English or literacy. I really loved stories and particularly poetry.
I think probably the most important things that I learnt at school would be working together with people, working as a team. Again, my two favourite subjects would show that in PE and music and everything in school. It was important to not be just you, not just to be about you, just to work together. Friendships, how important other people's opinions are, to listen to other people, lots of things along those lines.
Doing sports in school always gave me a drive to do the best I could do. So in front of your teammates, you learn how to step up and to carry your team or to do the best for your teammates.
Well, I'm also diabetic, so maths has really helped me in carb counting and my ratio to insulin and everything like that. And just learning at school, learning through play was just very important, and it teaches you everyday aspects of life.
For work, I have to write letters, I have to do percentages, even though maths wasn't my favourite. But a lot of what I learned in school stands by me today and what I have to do in all aspects of my job and the rest of my life as well.
Very definitely maths, just every day, from working out recipes of what we're going to need, for trying to get numbers right for the shop, making sure we've got right money at the end of the day for the donuts. So yeah, maths all the time.
Basically, I think the biggest thing I took from it is learning and listening to what the teachers are telling you, listening to a wide variety of subjects and mixing with a wide variety of people and learning from them as well. It takes a lot of different people to make this world what it is today.
Main areas would be maths, because obviously in a school office there's lots of money to count. So that's one area. Also English, both written and oral, because you may be putting together a school note, or you may be talking to parents, or you're talking to children, or you're talking to people from the Education Authority. So that was important, just all those skills that you pick up in school, maybe from class discussions, taking part in classroom discussions. Also teamwork as well. You do a lot of group work in school, and it's working with other people. And there's 3 of us in the office, so we all work together very much as a team, and we help each other out.
I made some great friends in primary school, and we went on to high school together and then subsequently grammar school. I'm still really good friends with a lot of those girls and boys, and we still keep in touch. I also enjoyed the sciences and bringing that into my job now as a health visitor. In nursing, you have to learn the human body and child development, and I carry that through my work on a daily basis now.
My job is still very much, stories are a really important part of my job, and so I still get to use a little bit of the skills that I learned in my literacy and in English that is part of my everyday. But I also learned to be brave and to try new things and to have fun with the things that I was going to learn, and that was something I really enjoyed doing at school, and that's what I do now. I encourage people to have a go.
I use maths a lot in my job because we have to balance certain things. We balance ATMs and we have to balance tills to make sure that customers got the correct money and to make sure that we got the correct money and that we haven't made a mistake somewhere. I use presentation skills because we have to make sure that our work is nice and neat, that everything we're writing down is legible so that the next person who comes along can read it, and it can have a big impact if they can't read it and they take a figure down wrong. It makes a mistake that can be quite hard to find. And the last thing that I use would be grammar and punctuation, because when I send an email or written correspondence to another manager or a senior person, it needs to be professional, and if the grammar...
So I learned how to engage with people, make friends with people, build relationships with people, and see just how best you can get along, but how you can help one another. And I think that is the longest and most enduring lesson of time at school.
I think I liked English a lot, so I was able to write things in ways that I felt other people would understand, and as a grown-up it helps me write some of the big reports that I have to do on some of the patients that I work with. So English was something that I really enjoyed and learned a lot from in school, but also just talking to people in school and talking to teachers and noticing maybe people in school that were feeling a bit upset for some reason, because that all becomes important if you're a psychologist, because when you grow up and be a psychologist, your main job is to help people feel better about themselves and help them with their problems. So I learned a wee bit of that at school as well.
Numbers. On a day-to-day basis, I use numbers for calculating maybe doses of medicine, or doses, how many doses the person needs to take, or how many days they need to take medicine for. And so maths would be a key element to what I use on a daily basis. And also then English, which is really important because I have to communicate with people every day and help them to understand my instructions, and also ask them in a way that they can understand what I've asked them to do.
Learning is fun. Mightn't seem it at the time, but it is. It's never ending. I love finishing a day and saying, I learned something new today off someone. And I think that's for the rest of your life.
Learning is useful. So I don't necessarily remember whenever I learnt half of my maths stuff, but just using it every day, and I just take it for granted now.
Learning is fun. Learning should be fun, and every time you learn something, it should be new, it should be better, develop your understanding, and have a great time.
Learning is a lifelong experience, and it's important for no matter what we do in life.
Learning is a lifelong process. I think we learn something new every day.
Learning is always, there's always something new to learn, and you never stop.
Learning is expressing yourself.
Learning is essential to everyday life, and it's ongoing for me because I am currently studying sociology A-level and hoping to study nursing in university.
Well, to me, learning is a continuous process. It never stops. I am amazed at how every day I learn something new, generally from the children. So the idea that once you leave school or once you leave university, that's it, is so wrong.
To me, learning is, it never ends. It's a big adventure that's lifelong. It doesn't just stop when you leave school. And to me, learning is always exciting because everything you learn stays with you forever. You never lose it.
Learning is fun, and I've chosen this because I will be in school for the rest of my working life, so yeah.
Learning is the key to your giving you options for your future. If you want to be, an astronaut or whatever you want to be, you need to give yourself options, and the best way to do that is to just do your very, very best at school, and then the choice will be yours.
Learning is wonderful.